The following program is a student production produced by Manchester High School's broadcast journalism class. The thoughts and opinions in this program do not necessarily match the views of the town of Manchester.
Welcome to the March edition of Manchester Broadcast News. I'm Sarah McKay.
And I'm Pat Levitt. So far, 2014 has been an interesting year, and we're here with your news fix.
This is Manchester Broadcast News. Our top story today is one that brings great pride to the community.
Manchester's very own Allison Lee was on track to compete in the Sochi Winter Olympic Games, but sadly was disqualified after the final cut. Izzy Harris brings us an exclusive interview with this accomplished athlete.
From racing to training to freestyle, this U.S. ski team member has been enduring it all since age 4. Our very own Manchester native, Allison Lee, shares with us her journey of skiing.
When I first started skiing, I was a ski racer, and so I skied around the gates. But my brother was a freestyle skier, and I was also a gymnast, so freestyle skiing to me looked like gymnastics on skis.
From single jumps to triple jumps, Allison Lee can do it all. Flying off 15 feet of snow at 35 miles per hour, Allison flips, twists, and spins her way down the slopes. Over 30 times a day, Allison and other aerialists on the U.S. ski team train not on snow, but water. The team climbs up a set of stairs and skis down a plastic ramp and performs their tricks and lands in water. Allison's spot on the U.S. ski team is most definitely well earned.
I actually made the ski team when I was 18 years old, and I ended up getting injured fairly quickly. When I qualified that time, I was, I think, top 6 in the U.S., so they take the top 6 off of a points list. And I got injured and had to take 2 years off, and then was taken off the team because I thought I was going to be done. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I came back. I'm just happy I was able to compete on the World Cup and actually have a shot at trying to go to the Olympics. I actually went to Sochi for an Olympic test event, and I got a top 10 at the Olympic site, which was pretty cool. And I ended up 11th in the world. I came up short, which, you know, is a little heartbreaking, but it's hard to get to the Olympics. I've definitely not lived the most normal life. I didn't get to see my parents a lot. It's definitely strange when I look back now. I moved out of my house when I was 14 years old and haven't lived with my parents, but I wouldn't change it for anything.
Allison is an inspiration to our town and the rest of the world. Right from the ski slopes, this has been Izzy Harris reporting. Don't give up on those dreams, Manchester.
To see more of Allison Lee, catch her participating in the U.S. Freestyle Championships on March 30th on NBC.
Staying in the world of sports, we're now going to throw it on over to our new sports anchors.
Thanks, guys. I'm Andrew Hurd.
And I'm Tegan Welch. The talent here at MHS is truly impeccable. 4 swimmers look to make a splash onto the record board.
Blake Kelly dives into this story.
With a sport as demanding as swimming, it's hard for some athletes to stick with it throughout the years. After starting swimming from such a young age, Greg Lucas, Garrett Wilchowski, Quinn Packer, and Robert Adams-Mashad have all dedicated much of their lives to the sport of swimming. Often swimming 4 hours a day, 5 to 6 times a week, each swimmer has clear determination. Robert Adams-Mashad gives us insight on their dedication.
I probably spend over 24 hours in the pool a week, so it's like you're giving up a day there, but it's definitely worth it for the outcome and all the things that you get out of it. I come down here after school. We normally get in the water about 3. We'll do 5,000 to 7,000 yards here, and then 2 to 3 days a week I'll go and do another practice with my other team and do probably 4,000 to 5,000 yards there. So
all 4 boys have at least one more year to threaten records. How many more will there be? Well, they have a few in mind.
I've broken the individual 2 free record. I'm in the 2 free relay record and the 4 free relay record. We're pretty close to getting the 2 medley record as a team, and hopefully I'll get the 100 free record by the end of the year.
I've broken the 100 butterfly record, and I'm a part of the 200 freestyle relay and 400 freestyle relay records. And I'm hoping this year to lower my 100 fly record, and then I have a shot at the 100 free and the 2 IM record.
The 4 swimmers are going to CCCs looking to break the 200 medley relay record and become all-conference in their events. Mel Siebold, the head coach, is very motivated to get these young athletes on the record board.
Well, they're 1 second from breaking the medley relay record, which I hope they do, because that would put Quinn and Robert on all 3 relays on the board, and it would put the sophomores on one of them.
Swimming is a sport which thrives on the match dedication of athletes as well as the coaches. These 4 boys go above and beyond the required high school standards. From Manchester Broadcast News, this has been Blake Kelly reporting.
Now we're going to take a look at this season stats.
The MHS boys basketball team has a record of 8 wins and 12 losses, coached by Robert Healy, led by captains William Walker-Hines and Dante Alston.
The MHS boys swimming team has a record of 8 wins and 3 losses, coached by Mel Siebold and Dan Furman, led by captains Quinn Packer and Robert Adams-Michaud.
The MHS girls basketball team has a record of 5 wins and 15 losses, coached by John Reiser and led by captain McKenna Corella.
Players that have made all-conference include Andrew Hurd in the 600 meter, Joseph Ruggiero in the 2 mile, and Jordan Martin in the long jump. Winner of the state championship of high jump was Jason Matthews.
The MHS wrestling team finished with a record of 12 wins and 10 losses, coached by Lou LaGuardia and Jerry Navarra, led by captains Felix Gonzalez, Hamza Ali, Alex Perez, and Noel Cardona.
For the Manchester High School wrestling team, the blow of a whistle signifies the beginning of a battle. Every time they step onto the mat, their strength, stamina, and discipline are tested. This year's team made MHS proud at every meet throughout their season. In 1997, Manchester High School won the CCC East title. 17 years later, seniors Hamza Ali, Felix Gonzalez, Alex Perez, Arlen Chidici, and Noel Cardona won the CCC North title as a team.
I've been wrestling for 4 years. I enjoy the practice, believe it or not, being a family with the rest of the wrestlers, winning. We finished off the season with 9 wins, 9 losses. We also managed to win CCC North League title.
The favorite part about wrestling is definitely just winning. Both coaches have like 2 different styles of coaching, where like LaGuardia is more of an aggressive teacher, Navarro is a technical teacher, so each one has their own specialties in teaching me what I need to learn.
My favorite part, I could say, was this last year of mine, my senior year, because we accomplished a lot more than what I expected that we would have. Beating our top 2 rivals, South Windsor and Glastonbury, was really huge. A lot of character came out of this season, and I really appreciated my teammates and the coaches supporting us through it all.
Assistant Coach Navarra said, "We relied upon our most experienced athletes to come through in their conference meets, and they did. That's how they got to where they are today." From Manchester Broadcast News, this has been Erin Courtney reporting.
All right, back to you guys.
Thanks. Manchester's new Young at Art program is an open studio where Manchester residents can express their artistic ability. The best part? All of the supplies they need to create a masterpiece are provided free of charge. Take a look.
Manchester is in for some artistic advancements, and the new studio Young at Art is here to do it. The Young at Art program will offer a variety of opportunities for artists, including creating pieces to show off in Manchester. The program was founded by Gwyneth Amy and Chris Chapin to allow students to engage in one-on-one lessons with professional artists in the area.
The plan is to offer youth opportunities to perform and show their work alongside professionals out in the state. And I'll be helping facilitate that to give them a real-world experience of what it's like to have art as your career.
Young adults ages 15 through 24 can come to Young at Art free of charge. The studio will have equipment for the community to use, including paintbrushes, pads, paints, and many other art tools. The studio even has rooms included for independent work, where young artists can come work on things such as paintings and pottery privately. Manchester High School's Alicia Petzold uses the Young at Art studio to her advantage, like many others.
Our school, there are very many talented artists everywhere, some who are in art classes, some who are not. I've even seen kids just You never would have guessed. Kid in a math class, open up his folder, beautiful sketch. This will bring out the best of all of the artists in our school and our community as a whole.
The new Young at Art program is open for novice and veteran artists alike. The studio is open Wednesdays and Saturdays for anyone to share their artistic abilities with community members. From the Young at Art studio, this has been Gabby Allard reporting.
Located at 50 Purnell Place, Young at Art is an innovative program where aspiring artists can put their creative skills to the test and admire the work of their peers.
That sounds like a really great program, Pat, because it can kind of take our world away from technology.
Yeah, you know, as technology becomes a stronger presence in schools and student culture, administrators and teachers are finding it more difficult to control inappropriate behavior.
In some cases, administration has monitored students' social media, while some students feel this is a breach of their privacy. Heather Bushnell heads to the street to hear the voices of students and staff.
It's Street Beat. Hey, Street Beat. Hey, Street Beat. Street Beat. Street.
Nearly 43% of kids in the United States have been bullied online. 1 in 4 has had it happen more than once. As more people open accounts on websites, schools are considering if they should supervise the actions placed between students. So we asked Manchester, do you think student social media should be monitored by schools?
I don't think it should be monitored because I feel like the school oversteps its boundaries as to what they can punish you for. Because I've seen kids get punished for stuff they shouldn't have been punished for. Like I think it was last year or 2 years ago, I've seen it a few times, but I don't know, I feel like it's like an invasion of privacy almost.
I think in an ideal situation, it should be monitored considering the trouble that kids get into. I just don't think it's feasible from a technological standpoint and from a standpoint of the man hours it would take to monitor something like that.
I don't think that it should be or it shouldn't be. I'm indifferent. I have no comment.
Should be to a certain extent because there are some things that have been going on outside of school that gets brought into school. So I feel like it would be a good idea.
If you feel that it's something that has to be hidden from your teachers or your principals or your parents, then you're probably doing something wrong and you want to think about it twice. So I think the school does have a responsibility to monitor the social media, especially on your Chromebooks and when you're here in the building.
Over 60% of 13 to 17-year-olds in the United States have at least one profile on a social networking site, many spending more than 2 hours per day on these sites. With that said, each school is handling the concept of online monitoring differently. From Manchester Broadcast News, this has been Heather Bushnell reporting.
Hey Pat, you know what time it is?
9:10?
No, actually. It's time for your Friday morning trivia question. All right, this question is a two-parter, so listen up. We want to know, what is the deepest known point in the ocean, and what ocean does it lie in?
With your teacher's permission, dial *174. Be the 15th caller. A free breakfast treat will be on its way.
Again, the question is, what is the deepest known point in the ocean, and in what ocean does it lie in?
All right, Manchester, we've got a lot more in store for you guys coming up, so stay with us.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Geary's Guidance. I'm Sarah Bushnell here with Mr. Geary, our principal. Today's topic is going to be about school climate. So now with this new swipe system and with the attendance, is there an issue?
Initially when we had the swipe system saw a good increase from previous year's attendance to say the beginning of last year. And our attendance has hovered around the same 92 to 93% attendance rate daily, which again is better than it was before, but we want it to continue to move upward. So we'd like to be at 97% average daily attendance, and we're at 92, 93 now on a good day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is where we take a snapshot. Mondays and Fridays are a little less, which we'd like people to come to school on Mondays and Fridays a little more often. But so there's the attendance piece as far as what percentage of students come to school daily. And then a separate problem that exists at the moment is folks being tardy to school or class. And that number is between 9 and 12% daily. And so as I kind of walk around in the morning, you sort of notice people, and many of them are rushing into class, which we appreciate, but if folks could spend some time, or at least think about how am I going to get to school and get to class on time so that you're in class learning like we want you to. So the overall attendance is a good indicator that school climate is still strong. We haven't seen the progress that we hope to see from last year to this year, where we'd like to see, again, the average daily attendance rate around between 95 and 97%. And certainly we understand people are going to be late sometimes, but you know, a 10% of the population being late, you know, most days, either to school or to class, is problematic.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Sarah Bushnell from Manchester Broadcast News.
Can't get enough of Manchester Broadcast News? Are you craving more? Tune into Cox Digital Cable on Channel 16 at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. to get your news fix and to see our full half-hour program.
And we're back. Thanks for staying with us.
The Silk City Chorus has been partaking in singing competitions and putting on memorable performances since 1963. Kendra Garnett sets the tone for this story.
For years, Manchester's Silk City Chorus has been performing around New England and winning many competitions in the process. The Silk City Chorus has been division champions for the past 9 years. Ranked in the top 5 in the Northeast, this all-men's chorus is not only successful, but they are focused on constantly improving and building the ensemble.
Here and now today.
The Silk City Chorus welcomes members of all ages, and even a father-son duo is a part of the group. Jim Nolan, the group secretary, joined in 1975 and has witnessed the changes in the chorus up through the present day.
The style is changing, we get more modern songs in. It's not just the old standards anymore. It's we got the Beatles, we got Broadway, a whole bunch of other songs that we now sing that are entertaining for the public. Still in the barbershop style, but the whole aspect of it has changed.
Although this group is focused on winning, there's a camaraderie to the group that transcends just being a singing club. Rehearsing every Monday night builds a strong bond with each of the members. Alan Lamson, the Vice President of Marketing and Public Relations, discusses the friendships that have been created due to this amazing chorus.
You ask somebody that's been around for a while and they say, we came for the music and we stayed for the friendships.
Aww.
And that's exactly what it is. My best friends are all in barbershop.
Since 1963, the Silk City Chorus has been putting on amazing performances along with building friendships that will last a lifetime. For Manchester Broadcast News, this has been Kendra Garnett reporting.
To join the Silk City Chorus, visit the Second Congregational Church on Mondays at 7:15 to sing with this award-winning chorus.
Pat, can you sing at all?
No.
Oof. Oof. Ooh. All right, let's check back in with Tegan and Andrew.
The Sochi Winter Olympic Games has come to an end, and the U.S. finished with a medal count of 28.
Although this puts us behind Russia's 33 medals, the U.S. has made remarkable achievement in the slopestyle snowboarding and bobsledding.
Manchester viewers may see a familiar face competing in gymnastics this 2016 Olympic Games.
Aaron Courtney heads all the way up to Agawam, Massachusetts with this story.
I started gymnastics when I was 6 years old. I had a trampoline in my backyard, and my mom saw me doing flips, so she asked me if I wanted to start doing classes at Winninger's in Manchester. I switched to Daggett Gymnastics when I was 12 years old. My parents and the coaches here were conversating at the regional championships, and they wanted me to come down and check it out here.
5 out of the 7 days a week, Sean Herzog drives 45 minutes to and from his gym for 3.5-hour practices. After warming up, his gymnastics team practices all of their events and routines in which they compete. Sean and his teammates constantly encourage each other and push themselves to improve every day. They are coached by Olympic gold medalist Tim Daggett.
I was 5th up on high bar at the Olympics, the last event of the men's team competition. We were battling with China, so I went up and did one of the best high bar routines of my life. I stuck my landing, looked over and scored a perfect 10.0, and that clinched the first ever gold medal for the U.S. men's gymnastics team. Sean has done a tremendous job. He's gotten much better every year. A very diligent kid, hardworking, and he has aspirations to be a top gymnast, which is tremendous. He has some events that are just phenomenal, off the charts for his age.
Tim has very high expectations for every one of his gymnasts and accepts nothing but the best from Sean and his teammates. Since Sean joined this competition team, he has traveled around the country and won over 50 medals. In 2013, he placed first at regionals and fifth in nationals in the junior Olympic division for his age group.
I compete all 6 events, which is floor, pommels, rings, vault, P-bars, and high bar. My biggest goal in gymnastics is competing in the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo.
With such extraordinary talent, there is no doubt that Sean Herzog will go far in his gymnastics career. Hopefully, when you tune into the 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics, you'll see this Manchester High School student stepping onto the International Awards podium. For Manchester Broadcast News, this has been Erin Courtney reporting.
After hours spent practicing in the Daggett gym while still balancing his schoolwork, there's no doubt in my mind that Sean Herzog has the determination to be an Olympic athlete.
Now let's throw it on back to Sarah and Pat. A club completely revived by students last year continues to thrive at Manchester High. The MHS Ski Club's athletic ability, friendships, and adventures are a great representation of the student activities.
Connor Dion brings us to New Hartford, Connecticut at the slopes of Ski Sundown for a first-hand look where students are shredding up the mountain.
Bundle up, Manchester. For 2 years now, the MHS Ski and Snowboard Club has been providing Manchester High School students with the opportunity to learn and perfect skiing and snowboarding at Connecticut's own Ski Sundown. The club allows its members to take a lesson, ski the slopes with friends, or just take a quick break in the lodge. 2 years ago, many MHS students wondered why a ski and snowboard club was not at the school. This is where co-founder Joe Rogers came into play. Along with Noah Richards and Izzy Harris, Joe has been with the club since its beginning.
The reason we formed a ski club is because we wanted to make another extracurricular activity for the students here, and we wanted to make sure that they would be able to have some fun outside of school with us and enjoy spending time with their friends on the mountain.
The club goes 6 times every year to Sundown, along with an additional visit to Okemo Mountain, a trip they make once every year. Bailey Langton, a member for both years, shares his favorite part of Ski Club.
I like being with my friends, spending time on the mountain, getting better as a snowboarder, and enjoying the nice weather when it's permitting.
With the ski season coming to an end, Manchester High School Ski Club and Snowboard Club would like to make a great end to the season. For Manchester Broadcast News from New Hartford, Connecticut, this has been Connor Dion reporting.
Ski Club continues to provide fun at our school and plans to for the foreseeable future. MHS students that are interested in joining can contact Miss Rayner in room 246.
As seniors are preparing for life after high school, military recruiters have begun visiting Manchester High School to provide insight of the benefits that students could gain from enlisting into the armed forces.
For most students, post-high school life begins after graduation. However, Felix Gonzalez got a jump on life and began last summer with Army basic training.
I took the initiative to enlist and see what kind of career it would help for me, and I really enjoy it a lot.
Felix, at the age of 17, has enlisted into the Connecticut Army National Guard. Now as a senior, he awaits free tuition at UConn in the fall.
I'll also be a part-time student at UConn while still serving in the National Guard, and I am going to pursue Human Resource Specialist, which is working at pretty much top secret files and cases.
Although an early decision, Felix is one of approximately 7% of high school graduates that enter the military yearly. Sergeant Mojica, a U.S. Air National Guardsman, is just one of many recruiters that have been visiting the high school this year. He comes to provide insight about what enlisting has to offer students.
The Air National Guard was a great benefit for me because it gave me the opportunity and the flexibility to only work 1 week in a month and have the time to go to school.
Others, though, like Ben DiGregorio, are looking forward to the traditional military route, serving as an active duty member.
The reason why I picked the Marines rather than go to college is because I wanted to travel the world and A good thing about the Marines is if you serve 20 years, you can retire after that. So I could retire at 40.
I feel like when I did enlist in the Army National Guard, a lot of people just opened up and felt like, hey, this is a good thing to do. I mean, he did it, why can't I? So it feels good to know that a lot of people are trying to join.
Whether it be serving as a National Guardsman while attending school or going overseas, many students at MHS are taking a leap of faith down the unbeaten path. Giving a big salute from the Manchester Broadcast News, this has been Andrew Hurd reporting.
You've heard it, Manchester. If students are interested about joining any of these branches of the military, they must see their guidance counselor for more information.
Now it's time for your Friday morning trivia answer.
The question was, what is the deepest known point in the ocean and what ocean does it lie in?
And the answer is, the deepest spot in the ocean is called the Mariana Trench. It is approximately 35,797 feet deep. That's deeper than the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest.
Wow, that's almost as deep as me. Congratulations to the winning classroom. Hope you're enjoying your complimentary breakfast.
Well, that's all we have for this edition of Manchester Broadcast News. I'm Pat Levitt.
And I'm Sarah McKay. That's what's news, Manchester.